Greetings and welcome to 321 exams. This is commerce class. We'll be considering another topic today, that is business social responsibility / business ethics. This very topic is under that very series we'll be considering all this while, that is Introduction to Business Management. Introduction to Business Management. The topic we're considering today, the topic in focus is business social responsibilities. Some people call it corporate social responsibility / business ethics. That is, every organization, every business has a responsibility they must perform in the society, in the environment, to their stakeholder or shareholders. They have a duty to perform. A business has a duty to perform. So what are the responsibilities of every business? This is what we seek to achieve and to know today. Once again, welcome on board. Performance objectives. What we seek to know in this very topic, we want to understand the meaning and definition of corporate social responsibility. Remember, another name for corporate means a business social responsibility. What does it mean? The next thing is we want to understand the illustrations, the examples of socially responsible behavior of business enterprise. We want to check the examples. We also want to see the specific social responsibilities activities. Example, the specific. We want to understand it, the core, the real point of every social responsibilities of businesses. Another key point we would like to know here is social audit. What does it mean? We will understand later. The next one is the concept of externality. The concept of externality. Then we will shift ground to dealing with social cost. By the time we are done with these performance objectives, we will now consider related UTME past questions, also treat answers related to this very topic. That is to say, you must be able to attempt the question correctly if you are able to follow me one-on-one in this very series. Now, the topic proper. Business social responsibility / business ethics. Definition of this very topic. Definition of corporate social responsibility, CPS. According to Raymond Bauer, he defined corporate social responsibility as businesses seriously considering the impact of the company's actions on society. Raymond Bauer defined social responsibility as businesses who seriously consider the impacts of the company's activities, the company action on the society in which they operate. Now, according to Kenneth Davis and Robert Blumstone, they define social responsibility as the obligation, meaning the responsibility of decision makers to take action which protect and improve the welfare of the society as a whole, along with their own interests. Kenneth Davis and Robert Blumstone, they define social responsibility as the obligation of decision makers who take actions which protect and improve the welfare of the society as a whole, alongside their own interests. I want to lay more emphasis on this very second definition. Now, who are the decision makers? The decision makers there are the top management. The top management, yes, we know that the core motive, the motive of every business is profit making. That is the goal, the object of every business organization. And that is the fundamental function of every business management. That's what they hire you to make profit. And they also have what we call secondary motive, which have to do with growth, shareholders' satisfaction, customer satisfaction, employee satisfaction, and the rest of them. But in this case, even though the business seeks to achieve their core primary objective, profit making, they must also make decisions in which protects and improve the welfare of the society in which they are operating in, alongside their interest, which is profit making. Because if the society and the environment and the people that you deal with are not in good harmony with you, definitely the flow of your businesses might be affected. Remember our previous topic, business environment. You know, we consider the macro environment and the macro environment. These two environments can influence negatively or positively the challenge, the smooth operation of the business. So as the business operates, you must also consider the environment in which you are operating. Now, voluntary social responsibility can be viewed at 4 levels, which all profit maximizing manager will probably follow to illustrate as illustrated below. So all management must consider 4 areas in which they can perform their social responsibilities. They ought to observe these very core areas voluntarily. What are they? The first one is obeying the law. Obeying the law. If you operate your business in a particular environment, you must be able to adhere, to follow the rules and regulations that governs the operation of that very environment. Definitely, there must be regulatory agency by the government in that place. The community leaders live in that place. The people also live in that place. You must understand the rules and regulations that governs the activity of that community in which you are operating. If you can maintain the law and order, definitely you won't have issues. The second one is meeting recognized public expectations. As you operate a business, every stakeholder has expectations. They are expecting you to do a particular performance, to deliver. So you have what your deliverables to carry out. So you must be able to meet up. For instance, let's talk about telecommunication, e.g. MTN. As a subscriber of MTN, definitely I expect that by the time I recharge my phone and I want to make a call, there shouldn't be network fluctuation. It should go neatly. And secondly, if I should recharge my line with a particular amount, it should last me to the expected particular rate, time. So I shouldn't just make a 1-minute call and I just check my balance, it's all gone. I'll be disappointed. That's how it is. If you also deal with a banking institution and you save your money, like saving account, and you want to withdraw your money, it's expectable that you should be able to access your money as easy as possible. So these are one expectation in one area. There's another expectation from the government. You are expected to pay your tax as when and as due. So these are the expectations, meeting recognized expectation. Every stakeholder also expects service provider or companies to be innovative in anything they are doing. Be innovative, produce goods that is affordable, and let your yes be yes and let your no be no. If you make advertisement of a particular product, let's say for example, pharmaceutical product, drugs, and you say these very drugs will heal a particular sickness if you can take it for a particular period of time, and I make an attempt to use it for that particular period of time, like 3 days, and I'm still feeling the same illness, or that same drug can even cause more pain, more harmful to my head, definitely you are outside your promises and you are not meeting the expectation. So that's another one. The third one is that they should be able to anticipate new social demands. The environment in which every business operates are changing over time. So the more it changes, organizations should be able to meet up with the new challenges in the environment. For instance, in the banking sector, now you see the entire world is going digital. They are encouraging electronic devices and the rest of them. And the banking sector are also moving in the same pace. Now, if you check the banking sector, you will agree with me that the banking also are also encouraging the modern trend in banking, e.g., the use of ATM card, the use of phone transaction, and the rest of them. But before, people would go to the bank, be on a queue before you can have access to your phone. But now you can transfer your phone. You can even open your account. You can do interbank transaction through your mobile phone at your own conveniences. Even at a particular period of time, in the midnight, early morning, you can do this thing because the environment is changing and the organization is also changing with the change in the environment. So that is another thing. Anticipate new social demand is also important. Then another area, again, they should consider is leading the way. Leading the way means you should be innovative, bring ideas, make things easier and better for the people. So these are the 4 key areas that top management must consider when they want to anticipate with social responsibilities. Obeying the law, meeting recognized public expectation, anticipating new social demand, and leading the way. Now let's go to illustration, examples of social responsibility behavior of business enterprise. As earlier stated, the concept of social responsibility and business ethics span through many sectors of the economy. Although the various enterprises within the sector have different missions, they still have to be socially responsible in order to survive. Now, the following are highlighted illustration of social responsibility activities that organizations have to follow in order to meet with this concept. Now, what we want to explain now, in the note you have there are some sectors and there are expected social responsibilities which we expect them to carry out. For instance, a lawyer. It is expected that the lawyer, if he's dealing with his client, he shouldn't use ambiguous words, grammar. This grammar might mislead his client, and his client may just agree to what he doesn't understand. So that's what we're talking about, different sector and what is expected of them. Now let's go to the first sector here. Let's deal with mining sector. Mining sector deal with extraction. Now, in every mining sector, they cause something called social effects. Example of them is environmental pollution, the noise, water spillage, and the rest of them. And they destroy the land. That's what the mining sector used to do. The activities always creates environmental pollution and destruction of lands. Now, if this is what the activities create, definitely there must be adequate compensation for the people in which they are affecting. Take, for instance, one of the major challenges we face in the Niger Delta by the oil companies is because of the environmental pollution and the destruction of their trade in there. Because if you look at the people living in this very region, the Niger Delta, the south of the country, Nigeria, you see their major occupation is farming and fishing. And this too depends on water. Because if you deal with fishing, so the fish is in the water, your farming, if you deal with farming, they need water to germinate, to grow. Now, the activities of these oil companies, most of their wastes are taken to the water. And this water pollutes, and these very chemicals, their waste pollute the water, And this water kills the animals in the water. So definitely, there's no more job for the fishermen. And even though the fishermen will even go and fish, most of the fish are dead. And we even bring out this fish and they sell. People that consume that very fish are even eating toxic chemical. And it can affect their health. And the same thing applies to the plants for the farmers, because the land is already polluted. The water in which these plants are surviving with is polluted with chemicals from the oil companies. Mind you, the entire country needs petroleum. In fact, 90% of Nigeria's source of income is for petroleum. So the activities of these very petroleum companies is important in the country, but it's affecting these people in that region. So what is their social responsibility? In as much that you need to operate, you must do it diligently. There should be an alternative way that this waste, these chemicals can be disposed. It mustn't be the water that is a source of survival for the people in that community. We will continue from this in our next lesson. So this is the end of this lesson. Thank you.